All right, let's have this conversation with Omolayo Oyawoye. She is a speaker, an author, a certified Montessori instructor, and a lover of children with special needs. Now, she also founded Essence for Women, which is an online video podcast aimed at improving the lives of women. Today, we will be talking about your sex life and your children, especially what to do when your children walk in on you. Okay, so it's always a pleasure to have a conversation with you.
Same here, Mary.
Before we start talking about that, though, I know everybody's ears are perked about it, especially parents. Let's quickly finish up on what we were talking about last week.
Yeah.
About we were able to talk about you know, how to deal with your child being sexually abused, but we didn't talk about the sexual vice part. Can we just quickly brush on?
Okay, so I'd like to say to parents that you're raising your children, but they won't be perfect, all right? Everybody makes errors. So maybe you walked in on your child masturbating, or you find out that your child is watching porn, you know, what do you do? I mean, those are things that make parents feel really sad, all right? Like I always say, I'd say, do not panic, all right? And you want to know the extent to which this child knows. How long has it been watching porn? How long has the child been masturbating? Who introduced the child to it? What did the child see that predisposed him or her to all of those sexual vices? Or you found out that your 13, 14-year-old already is sexually active, you know. So that's the reason why you shouldn't panic. You shouldn't freak out, you know. Calm down to ask all these questions and let the child know that I'm disappointed, and I know that you know this is wrong, but I want to walk through this path with you. How did you begin to do this? How long have you been doing this? All of that answers will determine what next to do, all right? But however way, the child would need constant reassurance by you to say, this is not who you are. This does not define you. This does not define you. You can do better with your life, all right? And you might want to take away everything that predisposes them, right? So I know that there is a way you can connect their tablets, their phones to yours, so you know what they watch. I know that there are Google Kids, there are some apps that are absolutely meant for children, such that you can restrict what they are viewing, or you know what you want to just make sure that no more sleepovers, all right? Everything that can predispose them to sexual vices or expose them to all of that, you want to take it out. But outside of that is you consistently talk to them about it. That's why sex education is also good, you know, so they know that, no, these are sexual vices. It is not appropriate to watch other people making love. It is not appropriate to be there touching yourself and all of that. So, yeah.
Now, you know, this part where you said what's led to it. Yeah. One of the things that lead to it is actually children viewing their parents. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. So the first introduction for many a child is seeing your parents in action. And so if such happens, you notice maybe you and your spouse, you are busy and your child walks in, what do you do? How do you handle it?
All right. Okay, so this is a bit tricky. So I like to say it depends on what the child saw. It depends on how old the child is.
What if the child went the whole 9
and saw everything
and stood for like a minute before you even noticed?
Why do parents, I mean, when you have children in the house, and I mean, you're in the heat of emotion, get your doors locked.
The key was missing. I just could not resist.
I know, right? You should have your doors locked. I mean, that's the first thing I want. I mean, talking about preventive measures now. Always lock your door. Don't be carried away. Lock your doors. And if your child is about 1 year, 6 months, get your child outside of your room. Let them start sleeping alone. Having a child of 2 years understands what is going on. So don't say, oh, she's just too, he's just too weak. No. Take them out of the room. I mean, that's if you have other rooms in the house, because I know there are some people who everybody lives in the same one
space,
room. I mean, I don't even know, but we are saying that you need to protect your children from seeing all of that. You won't even enjoy the sex life if you're always conscious of, oh, this guy can open his eyes or all of that. So get them out of the room. Now, so we're talking about what to do when your child walks in. So like I said, depends on what the child sees. And you said, what if he saw everything? How old is the child that saw everything? What is the everything that the child saw? But the first of all is to see, he has this child has found out whatever it is you're doing, so you can't lie about it. You can't make your child feel that they were stupid.
Oh, there's some very creative parents, though.
Yeah, I know.
Very
but let me tell you, the children are smarter. They know what they saw. If they want to replay it to their friends and say, I saw my mommy doing this, I saw my daddy doing that. They can explain step by step what they saw. Okay. So there's no point lying about it. There's no point being diplomatic about it. Sit your child down. Okay, so I'm sorry you had to see that. Can you tell me what you saw? And you can talk to mommy, you can talk to daddy. There's no embarrassment about this. I'm going to explain it to you. So come down from your high horse. All of this is let parents know that you need to come down from your high horse to get to the depth of the emotions of your child. Okay? So let the child tell you, oh, so this is what I saw you, you know, and all of that. So explain to the child, this is only done by a man and a woman who love each other and are married. That's my opinion, all right? And are married, and it's done behind closed doors. You ain't supposed to see that because it's called privacy. That's why I've taught you. I mean, if you have taught them sex education, that's why I've taught you to, there's a part of the book where I taught that for a certain age, when the child needs to dress up or have their bath, they must lock their doors and they must knock on other people's doors because it's called privacy. You know, so you tell the child, that's why I taught you to always lock your door, always knock on other people's doors and all of that. You know, so I'm sorry you had to see that. You should never do that. You should never try to practice what you've seen, you know, and all of that. So, and this is not a one-off discussion. You have to, because it's a picture that we get stuck to the child for a very long time. And like I said, children are very curious. They want to find out, oh, okay, so I stumbled on a book some time ago for 4 to 8 years, it was supposed to be a sex education book like this. And he said, oh, and this author actually described sexual intercourse that a 2-year-old will understand, trust me, all right? So that kind of child will want to practice and say, oh, because, okay, so the author said it gives pleasure, you know. So the child will want to find out, all right? So you want to be consistently having this conversation with your child to say, okay, so, again, I'm sorry about what you saw yesterday. I hope we are good. Are there things you want to discuss with me, you know, and all of that? So it is quite, if the child didn't say so much, don't say too much, all right? Just tell the child, sorry about what you saw, but this is supposed to be behind doors and all of that.
You know what, Omolayo? I feel like this is something that it would have even been perfect to go age by age.
Yes.
Each thing you saw, but unfortunately, you know how time is. It just flies. I've learned a lot, and I really appreciate your time here. Thank you so much for always coming on the show.
It's my pleasure.
It means a lot to us.
Thank you.
All right. And with that, we've reached the top of the hour. We'll take a quick break and then, of course, bring you the next 45 minutes of the show. Stay with us.